Now I'm going to show you how to use imageJ to make measurements of your seed projected area. So I've opened up imageJ, I've got the computer running the program, and the first thing I'm going to do is open up a file to work on. So I'm opening up one of the files from the seeds that we scanned in lab last week. So we'll start with Group B Scan 1 and open that file. So the thing that's different from the instructions that you previously had was previously we were going to have the machine make measurements on a thresholded black and white image, and as somebody pointed out, because we have tape on all the seeds, that's going to affect our measurement. So the technique I'm showing you now is slightly different from what I showed you in class. It follows the same principles of setting the scale, but in this case you're going to manually measure the circumference of each of the objects that you want to measure, which is in this case are your buckeye seeds. And then you'll just record the seed number and the projected area on a running tally. So the first thing we're going to do, I like to have the orientation landscape. So I'm going to use image, transform, and have it rotate the image, because I think that's a little more useful, so I'm going to do it that way. The very first step is drawing the scale. So another thing that's pretty useful, at least on my Mac, you can do zoom, and you can do the plus sign to make it bigger, or the out sign to zoom out a little bit more. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. So on my computer, that's Command plus, so I can do a better job of setting the scale. So all of your images should have either a penny and or a ruler inside them. So the first thing I'm going to do to set the scale is I'm going to draw a line segment of a known distance, and in this case it's going to be exactly 1 centimeter. So I'm drawing that line on the image, as you can see, and it's straight, or as straight as I can get it. Boop. Okay, so you double click you click on it once to begin the segment and then double click to end it. So here I've drawn a line segment and I know that it's exactly 1 centimeter here on the ruler. So then I'm going to go to the Analyze menu and select Set Scale. And this is really important that you do for every image that you measure. And it's the first thing you do. So I've drawn my line segment, you can see it here. So that's the distance in pixels. It's recorded at roughly 116 pixels. The known distance is 1, and I have to change the unit to centimeters. So what it's telling me is that for every 116 pixels that are measured, that is equivalent to 1 centimeter. So then I hit OK. Now that I have done that, I can then use this tool, which is a polygon selection tool, to then outline the circumference of the object that I want to measure. And having it zoomed in a little bit is also really helpful. So I just hit Command plus to zoom in a little bit. So obviously this is nut number 20 on scan number 1, and I'm using this polygon selection tool. So if I click once on this image, you'll see that it's setting down a little anchor every time I click. And in doing so, I am highlighting the area of each one of these seeds. So click. And then to close that polygon, I put the cursor on the very first thing that I locked on. And you can see that it's created a closed circle. So now I can go to the Analyze menu, and you'll see there's also a key command where you can press on the keyboard your Command M and it will give you the same outcome. So I've highlighted this object to measure. I'm clicking Measure, and then there's a window that pops up and it says this area is 5.56 centimeters squared. and we know that that's seed number 20. So in your, like if you've got a piece of paper that you're writing it down on, you would write seed, group B, seed 20, area is 5.56. And then you would go ahead and do that for the rest of the images. So I'm going to zoom back out. So that maybe took 30 seconds to do that one seed once you've got the scale set. So you don't have to reset the scale every time. You've set the scale for the entire image, and now you can commence with making another measurement and another measurement and another measurement. And that's how you make measurements of your seed areas.